So anyway, before the stream here, I was quizzing Aaron because Aaron knows a lot of this stuff.
There's a lot of things too where I'm like, and then it's funny when you're like, you're not gonna know this one.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I had to look up from like a book.
Yep.
You know, like
I had to go through a couple Wikipedia articles and
I had to dig out the action figure.
Exactly.
Yeah, right?
I did dig out an action figure for Bo Sheck.
It's crazy the canon of information for the movies, but that's also never mentioned in the movies.
I know.
Yeah.
Like how many characters there are. And
The most famous one is that Ewok is never mentioned
yeah.
in Return of the Jedi, but everybody knows it.
Yeah.
Like, how do they know it? Merchandising.
Action figure, you know? That's all I can think of is the action figure, you know?
Yeah.
And the movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so anyway, the Ewok movies you mean. Yes, I get exactly what you mean. So yeah, these are my my flashcards for A New Hope. So this week I'm going to be working on Empire, going to Return of the Jedi, the prequels, the sequels, Solo, Rogue One, and the Clone Wars movie.
You gonna get through all those this weekend?
Yeah. Yep.
Do you want to give the audience some examples, or is that too helpful for your competition?
I can give some examples of some of the questions that I've put down. So what I tried to do with these questions is try to put like a lot of information into the question or answer. And if I can get that memorized, then, you know, obviously there's a lot of stuff. So one of the, this one is relatively easy. What is the name of the Aqualish who doesn't like Luke? So in the question, I actually have his species, right?
Sure.
I know from the movie, he doesn't like you. Mm-hmm. But that guy's talking about the other guy that's going, mm-mm-mm.
Yeah.
And his name is Ponda Baba.
Ponda Baba.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
He's an Aqualish?
He's an Aqualish, which we saw a bunch of Aqualish in Mandalorian
Oh, he
season
just
2.
called him like a walrus.
It's not like...
Walrus.
What's that walrus man?
It's not like...
Buttface.
Soon to be one-armed?
It is not. There are some harder ones that, you can try to remember by thinking about the way they're delivered in the movie. So what garbage masher, which is not called
Trash
compactor. It's called a garbage masher in the movie. What garbage masher were they trapped in? Do you remember, Aaron? If I can give you the first 4 numbers. Yep.
4.
Nope.
6.
It's 326.
326. 326 4798.
So the way he says
like
it too
8
is funny
digits.
because it's like 326 3827.
326.
Yeah.
3827.
3827. So that's the garbage master that they're in. That's some deep cuts, man.
That's right after they died, but didn't die.
It is. There are some fun
killed
questions. Where does blue milk come from?
Aha. Should
Do you
I answer
know?
it?
I actually got that one right.
You
Aaron
did get
got
that one
wrong.
You did get it right. So it does come from banthas.
It's a bantha.
Bantha milk.
We'll do a couple more examples here. Actually, this is one from, I think someone asked me this 2 weeks ago and I didn't know it. How many rebel pilots returned from the Battle of Yavin? How many rebel pilots? Rebel pilots. This is not including
So not counting
the
Han?
Falcon.
I remember the answer from last week.
From last week? So you know it?
3.
Yeah.
It's 3.
What,
So
how many of what ship?
I don't know.
2 X-Wings and 1 Y-Wing.
it is. It's Luke Skywalker, Red 5 and an X-Wing, Lieutenant Wedge Antilles, Red 2 and a Y-Wing, and Yvonne Verlaine, Gold 3.
Yeah, that was a conversation that
I
we
didn't
had,
say Y-Wing,
I think
X-Wing.
last week, and it's like I don't remember her having
Yeah.
a name. I don't remember it being her either. Like I don't remember ever seeing a female pilot. Like, do you ever actually see her?
Oh, no.
I don't think so, dude.
I don't believe so.
I don't remember one.
I only remember. I'd have to relook in the briefing room to see if there's like a female pilot sitting there or anything. But like the times I've watched it, I don't remember them like ever showing them flying. You know? That's crazy. But I know that she's like in the comics now, though, right?
She's in the new canon.
We'll do one more. Let me find a good question for you. I asked a bunch of these before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been sitting here like doing other stuff, and every once in a while, Eric's just like, Aaron. I'm like, what? He's like, what is? He goes through whatever.
Yeah, it's a fun way to just try to learn what's going on. Let's see. I just asked pretty much a majority of the ones that I think you guys can actually get.
Well, I'll do it for chat.
Here's one. All right, you won't know this. How many eyes and tentacles does the Dianaga have? Ooh. So the Dianaga is the monster in the garbage masher.
Yeah. Man, I only remember one eye.
Well, you're correct. He has one eye stalk.
Yeah.
But how many tentacles? Which it will be impossible to know, having just seen the movie.
Yeah, I'd say 3.
10.
It's in between that.
8.
Nope.
What's his name?
The
Dianaga.
okay.
So Di would be 10.
It would be, but
But it's not.
it's 7.
But it's not.
7.
And her name is Ami.
Oh, I don't know.
And it's a female.
I didn't know she had a name.
Yeah. Which I don't have that on the card, but I was looking up Dianaga. I think that's like extra canon
was
stuff.
trying to
but I was
think-
like, Ami, the female Dianaga, has one eye and 7 tentacles.
I was trying to think of how many tentacles I could possibly think that they could have in Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah.
Because you saw them
You
in
see the whole thing, yeah.
you see them in that. And I'm like, oh.
Yep.
So,
Anyway, so that's a bunch of stuff just from one movie that I thought I knew pretty well. You know, I can't imagine how many cards I'm going to have for like Solo and Rogue One, because I know them well, but not like as well as this movie, and this is what I don't know.
Once you're retired, you're gonna have to sell these to them.
I should do that, yeah.
once you have all of them done, are you going to keep them separated, or are you going to mix them all up?
Well, what I'm thinking of right now, because I have all these mixed up and they're out of order, but I'm thinking I might keep them in certain categories because, you know, like you get to choose, let's say for the wheel round, you can, now the new rules are that you can choose up to 3 categories, and 2 of them are guaranteed to be on the wheel.
Yeah.
So
some of them are specific movies,
Yeah.
but you also might get vehicles and stuff like that. You might also get like heroes and villains.
Yeah.
So like
Who
that's why I
said
was
what?
wondering, like, are you going to mix them up? Are you going to take out the vehicle questions and put them in their own category?
Yeah.
Or like, what's your?
I'm thinking my plan right now is just to keep them in the movies as sections, and I can study per movie. Especially as I go back and just kind of have them rolling in the background. It's like, I'm just going to have Rogue One playing today, and then I can just study Rogue One stuff, you know? So that's the idea right now. And I feel bad, a little bad for Jancy, who has so much Star Wars in her future right now. But she's been very, very helpful with helping me study. So it's been fun. And I can't wait to see, well, whenever the season actually starts. There's already a couple matches scheduled, but they're like qualifying matches. So the one that I'm looking forward to is Molly Damon
matches?
versus Laura Kelly to qualify.
That's the first match.
Yep.
What's a qualifying match?
So it's like for a title shot, I think.
Oh, okay.
That can actually go for
Okay.
Alex Damon, who is the current dominating player in the league.
So
The weird
are there,
thing is, like,
run-ins,
The what?
the referees.
Oh, I don't think so. There are no run-ins, I don't believe. The managers do get to come in and, you know...
That would be hilarious if, like, one of your lifelines or whatever was like a run-in.
Yeah.
Where you could get someone to run in to help you
That
or
would
to
be-
hurt the opponent.
That would be pretty cool.
Like they come in, distract the referee,
Yeah.
and then they're looking to a dictionary to find the answer or something.
Yeah, but
There is I mean, before COVID and stuff, like I've watched some of their stuff, and like they'll have like, and now coming in the, you know, whatever, and they go through, and then that guy, you know, comes out of this curtain with whatever, like
Yeah.
the manager be walking there with him and stuff too, kind of like
Yeah.
wrestling and whatnot. But there was a few times when they had like special buzzer moments, and there would be like a referee guy there right in the middle, like calling who got the buzzer and stuff. So there was like referee moments.
Yeah.
I don't know what they do now with, you know, having like.
I mean,
COVID
you
and online
generally
and
have
stuff.
like you have a certain amount of you know. I think there's a timeout this season. There is you have like a challenge per match, or maybe 2. I have the rule book that they put out to the competitors, and I think $10 patrons of the Schmoe can actually get the new rule book
Okay,
That's cool.
until it's released in public in like a couple weeks.
gotcha.
But yeah, and then we also have you have multiple choice during a certain round as well that you can try to utilize. But if you use multiple choice, instead of getting 2 points, you only get 1.
Yeah,
Right.
But it can
And-
also hinder the other steals
It can.
from getting 2 points, or give you a chance to get 1 point. So,
Yeah.
I've seen that done too, where people have no idea, so they go multiple choice, and even though they still miss it, it only gives someone 1 point.
Yep.
Versus giving them 2 points.
The strategy.
So
Yeah, you're supposed to from what I've seen and talking with my manager and stuff, like, I don't want to ever not answer.
Yeah.
You want to have an answer.
Sure.
So
it's like in Family Feud or anything else. Like, there's no penalty for getting it wrong.
yeah. So anyway, excited for that. Like, some of the fun things that's been happening is like trying to trick my mind into remembering something. Like one of the questions that I said earlier was, where were the exterior shots of Yavin 4 shot? Like what real world location? And I'm thinking like, well, I feel like I know. Let me look it up. I'm like, oh, okay. And then this little piece of information is really interesting because Oscar Isaac is from the country, or his family's from Guatemala, and he always loved that, that his country was in the first Star Wars movie. So when they wrote Poe Dameron's origin story, they had him from Yavin 4, So now I'll always remember that Tikal, Guatemala is where they filmed the Yavin 4 exterior shots. Another, Tikl.
Oh, Tikl.
I think it's Tikl.
Okay.
Tikal. So Guatemala. And then another one that's interesting like that is there is a character that's on the Tantive 4 with Darth Vader, and he says about Leia, holding her is dangerous. If word of this gets out, she might generate sympathy in the Senate for the rebellion. And I'm like, okay, who's this guy's name? And his name is Dane Jeer. And on the Wikipedia page about him, there is a behind-the-scenes thing that some people speculate that his name derives from what he says, which is dangerous, danger. So if I think about that guy, think of his line, holding her as dangerous, I know his name is Danger. So another deep cut, but I'm trying to keep that information and have a story to tell so I can try to keep it up.
I would remember to call a different way because it's a historical site, first of all, but it's also a board game.
Danger.
To call.
To call.
Oh,
okay. To call. Is that how you say it? To call?
Yeah.
Okay. I keep saying T-call.
I opened up this.
Tikal.
I looked it up in Google and Open Images, and there's one shot. I'm like, man, that looks like Yavin. But yeah, they have these pyramids and stuff and trees everywhere. It's crazy.